All right, Shalom. This is Harawan Banyasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp, located right here in Jacksonville, Florida. Before I begin, I want to say Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai, Ba Hashem, Ha Rakah Kodash, Ma'amah. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and the elders. Shalom to you, Akim, and Akwatim and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. This is a little understanding on this article and what's going on over there in Saudi Arabia. All right. I guess people that are in the Islam, because you got a lot of Jakes that make their pilgrimage over there to Mecca. You can even see it in that movie with Malcolm X. You know, they all make their pilgrimage over there and walk around this damn cobblestone, which we know. Well, they try to say it was the house of Muhammad, and the angel Gabriel brought him another book and gave it to him and told him in the 5th century A.D. that he should teach a new gospel. Well, this is what the scriptures say. All right. So that's what they march around, and then at the base of that building or whatever's in it, they say a meteorite fell there, and they still got the meteor inside this little dish that's shaped like a yoni, like a woman's vagina, and they all walk up, touch it, and kiss it, passing around germs and shit, bowing down to this damn stone. This is Galatians 1:7, you know, because the angel Gabriel would have never brought a new gospel. So everything that these people are doing are vain. Just to get to the point. All right, even the Arabic language is vain. Came around the 5th century A.D. So he said the angel Gabriel brought a new doctrine called the Quran. And this was a lie. They even say he flew down on a Pegasus, which is like a I forgot what they call it in the Arabic term, but it's like a horse with wings. That's some Greek mythology shit. All right, because the angels of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, they know the song in heaven, and the song in heaven is of Yahweh Shai and of Yahweh, and how they're going to deliver the children of Israel from off the earth, from out of captivity. All right, that's the song in heaven, and that's the song we're supposed to be singing upon earth. And following in the footsteps of the believers. What did the disciples do? They went out and taught on the streets. Wisdom cried without in the streets. The Lord never told us to go to no damn pilgrimages to Mecca or to Israel and walk around and shit. Cause you got Jake that claim to be claim to be Hebrew Israelites. They'll take trips over there to Israel, feeling like they doing something spiritual. No, the Lord never said go back to that. He said he's going to take us back to that land. There's nothing to see in that land. It's all historical markings. That's about it. And Esau ruling over there in our land. Netanyahu and all them. Just like you go to Saudi Arabia, it's like they respect you more if you're Muslim. It's a Muslim country. I wouldn't want to go there. You know what I mean? So it says this, Galatians 1:8. But though we or an angel from heaven, I keep Gabriel, Gabar Allah in mind. Though we or an angel from heaven preach any other gospel unto you than that which we have preached unto you, let him be accursed. See, the angel's not going to come down here and do that. The angels serve Yahweh, the true and living power. So I want to read this article. They said 1,300 people died, man. I saw another article that said 1,390 people were dropping dead. And as you can see, if I remember to put the pre-clip video at the beginning, the woman was saying it wasn't just old people, it was young people. They were talking to them. Next thing you know, they look over it, they just drop dead. And it was happening like a bunch of people just dropping dead. Just dropping. And when they dropped dead, they would leave them there. And they had to keep making they walk around. Because they believe in their beliefs that regardless of the circumstances, regardless of the weather, just like when we go out and teach, in season and out of season, we go out and teach. They believe they're supposed to make this pilgrimage in any circumstances. And the circumstances now is extreme heat. I think they said 51 degrees Celsius. Let's see what that is real quick. 51 degrees Celsius is 123 degrees or 124 degrees Fahrenheit. That's like today in Florida, it was almost 99 degrees. They say it's gonna feel like it's 115 or 110. So there's a heat advisory right now. So they gotta make that pilgrimage though. See, the Lord doesn't require that of us, man. This is what the Lord. This is what the Lord says right here. Let me get this real quick. There you go. It says what? Matthews 11:30. For my yoke. Actually, I'm gonna go to 11:29. Take my yoke. 28. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. All right. When the Lord says come unto him, He doesn't mean take a flight all the way out to Israel or to damn Mecca. All right. The Most High's name is not Allah. That's just a title. Allah just means power. So His name is Yahweh. All right. And it's a curse to be bound into a cobblestone. It's a curse to be calling yourself Islam, especially being in Israel, a Jake trying to follow after the customs of these heathens. All right, what did the Lord say about? I'm gonna get that too after this. Let me go ahead and save it so I can get ready for it. Yeah, come. All right, I go to this precept right after this. So, let me get back here. This is Matthews 11:29. Take my yoke upon you. See that? So don't take the coverings of these heathen, coverings of these idols, covering of darkness and wickedness and vanity. All right, let's get that real quick. This is a yoke. A yoke represents what? Servitude. Matthews 11:29. Let's get the yoke. Matthews 11:29. It says here yoke. Cause you have a carnal yoke, and then you have a spiritual yoke. And either one, carnally or spiritually, we should be under the yoke of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. It says what? A coupling together. Servitude. See that? The beam of the balance. A yoke that is put on cattle, and that's what we represent, like cattle for the Lord. The ox, the workhorse, as that of slavery. All right. A balance or a pair of scales. Now, because Esau put a yoke on us too, but the Lord said, "What? Take His yoke upon us." It says here, "Take my yoke upon you, and learn of me, man. For I am meek and lowly in heart." See, the Lord ain't gonna have you taking some pilgrimage out in the damn 130 degrees heat and tell you to walk around Keep on walking. Just keep on walking. And just keep on walking around in a circle. And ain't got no trees out there. Nothing. Just straight desert. Burning their asses up. Alright. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me. So we supposed to learn of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The free woman, not the bond woman. Not of Hagar. We're supposed to learn of Sarah. Alright, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light, man. This is a heavy burden right here. I had to go out here and do, man, the Lord told me I would do it, but he ain't tell us to do that. He said, yo, this is what I tell y'all to do. Go. He telling us to go out and teach. That's it. Proverbs chapter 1. To the highways and byways. Alright? Matter of fact, we'll get that real quick. Oops, okay. Alright, this is what the Lord told us to do. Matthew 22 and 8. Then saith he to his servants. He said we servants, right? We have the yoke upon us. The wedding is ready. See, the wedding between the elect of Israel and Yahweh Shai, the bridegroom. The coupling of them together. But they which were bidden were not worthy. Go ye therefore into the highways, and as many as ye shall find, bid to the marriage, man. Alright? So that's what we supposed to do. Go out into the highways and the byways, and even the internet highways and byways. So those servants went out into the highways and gathered together all as many as they found, both bad and good, and the wedding was furnished with guests. Alright, with guests. Alright, so that's what it's about, the wedding gathering, not going out here to Saudi Arabia and stepping into a hot ass oven. Alright, so now that's the goal, to furnish the wedding of Yahweh Shai with the guests that are called to it. Alright, so you're gonna be out here teaching, you're gonna run into good and bad people, wolves in sheep's clothing, but the Lord is gonna do the filtering. The Lord is bringing them to shore and separating them right now through what? The sift. Alright, so we're not supposed to be dealing with all these idols. We're not supposed to follow after let me get that. Hagar's children. It said Hagar's children was going to be a great nation, but it didn't say it was going to be the children of Israel. It didn't say they were going to get the promises that were given to Abraham. The one that went up on the mountain was Isaac, not Ishmael. It said, this child shall be blessed. Isaac. Alright, so here you go. This is an allegory. Galatians 4 and 22. Now, this is basically saying we're not under the law anymore. We're under Yahweh Shai and grace. But it's still the point. An allegory is when you use a true story as what would be the word? A riddle or a parable or an allegory to a point you're trying to make. Alright, Galatians 4 and 22. For it is written that Abraham had two sons, the one by a bondmaid and the other by a free woman. That free woman is Sarah. The bondwoman, the servant, is Hagar. Alright, one of the parents of Ishmael. But he who was of the bondwoman was born after the flesh, but he of the free woman was by the promise. Alright, so we know that which things are an allegory. For these are the two covenants. The one from the Mount Sinai, which gendereth to bondage, which is Hagar. See, it's a parable talking about when the laws were given to us, that was for the carnal flesh. But what's given to us now is to perfect the spirit. But it's still using the allegory of that bondwoman who is a fleshly, carnal nation under Hagar, which would be Ishmael. All right. For this Hagar is Mount Sinai in Arabia, and answereth to Jerusalem, which now is and is in bondage with her children. All right, so it's a parable, but it's making the point that these Saudi Arabians, which are Ishmaelites, birthed through Hagar. I forgot who, Abraham, but birthed through Hagar. They're the bond children. They're the slaves. They're the servants. All right, so they're under us. We're not supposed to follow their ways, just like we're not supposed to follow Esau's ways. They're the ones that sold us into slavery as well. The initial, the ones that really kicked off the slave trade, the Saudi Arabians. Going all the way back to the stories of Joseph. Well, these Arabians, they sold us into slavery too. It was called the Trans-Saharan slave trade. But then you got Jakes wanting to be Muslim, Sunni Muslim, Shiite Muslim, mostly Sunni, especially up in Philly. They had that big ass prostration mark banging their head on the ground and shit. My prostration mark darker than yours. Look, I prayed more than you. All this vanity, man. Vain worship. Nonsense, tomfoolery. So it says at least 1,300 people died during the Hajj in Saudi Arabia. Look at all them people, man. Idol worshippers. Alright? And there's a lot of Jakes mingled in with that. Many of those who died, they walked long distances in direct sunlight without adequate shelter. The Saudi health minister said, well, it's your fault. Y'all supposed to have trees and coverings out there. At least 1,300 people died during the Hajj. Saudi Arabia says mostly unauthorized pilgrims who walked long distances in intense heat. Sheesh. Pilgrims from other countries that weren't prepared for that desert heat. This year's pilgrimage took place during a heat wave, with temperatures at times exceeding 50 degrees Celsius, meaning 122 degrees Fahrenheit, 123. More than 3/4 of those who died did not have official permits to be there. Man, came to the party and just died and shit on your floor. Nah, man. And walked under direct sunlight without adequate shelter. The official Saudi news agency, SPA, said, man, they were cooking them. Some of those who died were elderly or chronically ill, the agency said. So some of them were young as well. There was a lot of young ones that died from the heat. So they just get tired, then they just die off, man. Sit there and cook. Then them bodies start stinking. A lot of people stink out there. Walking around in that heat. It'll take a few minutes for them smells to start coming out. All right, it says Hajj, and they do something called stoning the devil, where they all go towards this wall and they start throwing rocks at the wall and shit with anger, and they call it stoning the devil. It was like, All right, Hajj is the annual pilgrimage made by Muslims to the holy city of Mecca. See, annual, they got to do it. Just like us in the ancient times, our annual holy days, like the Day of Atonement or the Passover. All right, we would return to Jerusalem. All right, we'll make our pilgrimage from wherever we are to the holy city, which would be Jerusalem. All right, but of course we know Islam copied off of the Israelites. Hajj is the annual pilgrimage. The proof of that, they got the Quran speaks about everything in the scriptures. It tells you to follow the ways of the Israelites. I think it's in the ninth surah or something like that. Or the book of the cow. Hajj is the annual pilgrimage made by Muslims to the holy city. They ain't the holy city, Mecca. All Muslims who are financially and physically able, they must complete the pilgrimage at least once in their lifetime. All right, so it's not every year, but they got to do it at least once. And that one time wound up being a lot of these people last time. About 1.8 million people took part this year, Saudi Arabia says. And that's just like Esau, man. They find ways for you to bring money and resources into their country. They got all these different holidays. And everybody that show up, they spend money, umbrellas, water, hotels. The health minister, Fahad al-Jalahil, said efforts have been made to raise awareness about the dangers of the heat stress and how pilgrims could mitigate this. All right, so yeah.
Pilgrims desperately try to cool off in the scorching heat. As one of the world's largest religious rituals, Hajj winds down, bodies are being counted. Egyptian, Jordanian and other Arab officials have reported dozens of their citizens dead or missing after they made the pilgrimage to Mecca in Saudi Arabia. Yesterday we were on our way and we saw corpses along the road, lying there covered with sheets because the temperatures here are just so high. And I'm not talking just about old people, young people suffer too.
See, not just old
Around
people.
1.8 million pilgrims took part.
See, she said not just old people. They keep saying old people. No, it was young people that was dying from the heat. All right, that heat don't discriminate. Look at that big ass idol they got up, man. They done reared up. Look at this. If somebody has to go up and do something to this, they would try to kill it because they love that idol. I remember there was one video up in Philly. Who was that? I think it was ISUPK years ago, a long time ago. They took a damn rock. No, they had an imitation cobblestone. In Philly they make small versions of them, the little idols. And he took that shit and kicked it up the street. They went crazy. They tried to fight ISUPK. I remember one time I took a Quran and I threw it on the ground while we was out there teaching, man. We got attacked. Next thing you know, which I shouldn't have did, we out there to be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove, be peaceable with all men. And reprove and rebuke, all right? And tear down the strongholds of the mind. We ain't got to go out here and we're going to tear down these physical idols when Yahweh shows up. But, yeah, I threw down what was that shit called? The Quran. I threw that shit on the ground. I was vexed. I was hyping while I was preaching. And we looked over, as I threw it on the ground, I saw a big ass slushy flying towards me. The brothers remember in the camp. And next thing you know, we was getting mobbed by a bunch of people. Like, damn, all y'all Muslims? A bunch of Jakes. Alright, so they'll fight for the cobblestone, which is idolatry, but they won't fight for Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Alright? They won't fight the good fight of faith. 2/3 of Jakes. That's my main focus right now, is 2/3 Jakes that are mixed into this shit. That make that pilgrimage out there feeling like they did something. Like on Malcolm X. Alright, but this is what the Lord said. It says here, Psalms 96:5, for all the gods of the nations are idols. Not just this one. Not just Muhammad or whatever. But it says what? They're all idols. Christianity, Cesare Borgia, Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, whatever else they into, shit. So it's all idols, masonry, idolatry, Catholicism. That says, for all the gods of the nations are idols, man. But Yahweh made the heavens. See that? The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Not Abraham, Ishmael. No. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Honor and majesty are before him. Strength and beauty are in his sanctuary. Alright, give unto Yahweh, O ye kindreds of the people. Give unto Yahweh glory and strength, not to these idols. Give unto Yahweh the glory due unto his name. Bring an offering and come into his courts. So the only offering the Lord is taking right now is spiritual offerings, meaning teaching his truth. And we don't have to go into his courts, meaning traveling out there to Israel, because there's nothing there. The temple got destroyed 70 AD. So we are his temple now, coming into his courts, meaning into his presence. All right, the shadow of his protection. That's being in the midst of the altar and his throne. Give unto Yahweh, Salakia, verse 9. O worship Yahweh in the beauty of holiness. Fear before him all the earth. And that's going to come someday. Once the Lord establishes the nation of Israel on this earth, even ruling over Saudi Arabia. The same, more than America ruling over Saudi Arabia. Esau is. The earth was given into the hands of the wicked. That's how you know it's Esau, you know. But Ishmael is not ruling the world. They're confederate with Esau, but in the kingdom they're going to be under us as well as slaves. Psalms 96 and 10. Say among the heathen. See, this is what we're supposed to tell them. If you're going out there to Mecca, you might well stand on top of that damn cobblestone like it's a stage, and you say this. Say among the heathen, right? The Ishmaelites are heathens, that Yahweh reigneth. See, it's the Most High Yahweh that's ruling and reigning. The world also shall be established, that it shall not be moved, man. See that? So that day is coming to where the world of Israel is going to be established. Not the Israelis, the fake Jews over there, but the Israelites are about to be established in righteousness upon this earth, and it shall not be moved out of place. See, Ishmael, the Saudi Arabians, they think once World War III breaks out, that Islam is going to take over the world. And with that, you get, what do they call that shit, man? That holy war. I forgot the term they say in Arabic. It'll come to my mind, but it's not important. So, but they call it a holy jihad. All right, jihad. So with jihad, they can put a lot of people to death. So that Islam is about to be null and void in the kingdom of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. We're going to put that light out too. So say among the heathen that Yahweh reigneth. The world also shall be established, that it shall not be moved, right? Because it's going to be as in heaven, so shall it be upon earth. He shall judge the people righteously. All right? Let the heavens rejoice and let the earth be glad. Let the sea roar in the fullness thereof. So it's going to be Israelites everywhere, even in the damn ocean, praising Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. All right. See, this is for our people. Leviticus 26 and 1. Ye shall make you no idols. See, we're not supposed to have any idols. Idolatry and statues and that we worship. You know, you can make somebody give you a statue of a lion. You can put that shit in your corner as long as you don't bow down to it. Start talking to the damn thing. Or a statue of a Gadite. I had a brother give me a statue of a Gadite. As long as I don't bow down to the shit, it can nice artwork. King Solomon had statues of animals, but he never worshipped them. He never said that, yeah, this is the Lord right here. It's like, the Lord never said do that. So we're not supposed to have this damn cobblestone. Alright? Oh, shit. Here we go.
Pilgrims desperately try to cool off in the scorching heat. As one of the
All right, I'm gonna play that after this. This says, ye shall make you no idols of nor graven images, neither rear you up a standing image. And that's a standing image in that Cesare Borgia, the fake Messiah, where they have Jesus painted as an Edomite, a Caucasian. All right. Neither rear ye up a standing image, neither shall ye set up an image of stone in your land, to bow down unto it, for I am Yahweh your power. And that's exactly what they do. That's exactly what they do. I don't know if you can see it, but look at that. Look at all them people. You can't even see it. Like, all them people bowing down to that cobblestone. That's what they doing right there in that picture. All right, matter of fact, I'm gonna pull it up. See, they try to say they're not. They try to say they're not bowing down to the stone. But look at this mess, man. That's a yoni. All right. Look, there you go. They try to say that's the meteor. Look at these people, man. They travel just to touch that damn thing, kissing it. Alright, you know that joint unsanitary. And they bowing down in front of it. Look at these people, man. They got guards protecting it. Look, he look tight. He want to get close. He want to get close to the Kaaba. Look at all these people bowing down, man. They walk around it, and then they get to this point where they start bowing down to that damn thing, towards that. That's idol worship. However they look at it. Look at him. Idolatry. Alright, look at that. All them people. Scorching heat. They said people died at past events out there worship, bowing down at the Kaaba, whatever they're doing. But this black stone goes back to Saturn worship. Alright? Alright, it also deals with frequency, magic, magi's. Look at this shit. Alright, it's all satanic. There you go, see this one. Kissing the stone, stoning the stone, bowing down to the stone, praying, going around the stone, walking between the stones, praying to the direction of the stone wherever you are. Look at that. That's all frequency shit on the left hand side. Alright, so let's I'm gonna get this real fast. Alright, so you have some idiots that like to wear this damn star here. That's not a star at all. Alright, that's star Remphan, and it goes back to the this cobblestone Saturn worship. Because if you look in the center of it, that's a black cube right here. They call it the Star of David. You might see people like Sakari and them wearing it, or ISUPK, they'll wear it. But if you look right in the middle of that alleged star, they call it a flower. That's not a flower. Alright, you got flowers, but this is not a flower. This is a Da and a Da, which they try to say represents Dawad, but it's two triangles. But in the middle, it makes a what? A cube, as you can see it right here. Alright, so that goes into what? Cube worship in the Kaaba in Mecca. Six-sided polygon. It really goes into what? The hexagonal shape of this, I don't know what the hell that say. I'm gonna go to a different one. Something that make more sense. Here you go. Look at that. See, Saturn keep popping up. Saturn worship. Right? So they all into that black cube, which goes into Saturn. Look at these. Look at these people. You already know who that is. Esau. Look what they got on their head. The cobblestone. Well, they try to say they fold the phylacteries up in that black box and they wear it on their forehead. Nah, man. The Lord never said wear a black cube on your forehead. That. All right, and this is around Chicago, different places throughout America. They have that black cube. The black cube of Saturn. Saturn worship. That's what they were worshiping back in the Assyrian Empire. They had these symbols up and statues. During the time of Jeremiah, he caught the priests worshiping these idols. All right. See that? So it's these idols and the practices behind these idols that got these people in this state, in this condition. Okay, and it's curses for our people that are into it. So let me get this real quick.
As one of the world's largest religious rituals, Hajj winds down, bodies are being counted. Egyptian, Jordanian and other Arab officials have reported dozens of their citizens dead or missing after they made the pilgrimage to Mecca in Saudi Arabia. Yesterday we were on our way and we saw corpses along the road, lying there covered with sheets, because the temperatures here are just so high. And I'm not talking just about old people, young people have died too. Around 1.8 million pilgrims took part in the Hajj this year, amidst temperatures as high as 51 degrees Celsius in the shade at the Grand Mosque, according to Saudi officials. Many of the rituals involve being outdoors for hours in the daytime.
Hajj is a mandatory duty for every capable Muslim. It's a difficult task. You have to exert effort and perform the rituals, even in hot and crowded conditions.
Ooh, you hear that? He said you gotta perform the rituals, even in hot or whatever conditions. It's deep, man. Let me get this real quick. This is Colossians 2:8. Beware, see, beware, lest any man spoil you through philosophy, which this is a philosophy, and vain deceit. This is a vain deceit, man. False doctrine of the devil. That's why it says deceit. After the traditions of men. That's what this is. It's a tradition, a ritual, a custom of men, man. After the rudiments of this world and not after Yahweh Shai, see? Alright, so you don't want to let me get that. It says what? To spoil means to plunder you. And also, let me get this. Alright, rudiments. Get the Bible definition. It says is the physical elements presided over by, it says angels, but so the rudiments of the world, meaning this carnal world that they conjure up, and they're also their vain beliefs, okay, that come from humans, just men. All right, so now there you go. It says Jeremiah 10:2. Thus saith Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen, be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. Alright, for the customs of the people are vain. So not just going into Christmas and all that, but even rituals like this is all vanity. And what does vain means? It means not important. It said vain. Let's get that. It says empty, nothing, worthless, or to no good purpose. They walking around this doing all this for no good purpose.
Use an umbrella, drink water, and pour it over yourself to prevent dehydration.
Saudi authorities have reported treating pilgrims suffering from heat stress, but have not provided information on fatalities.
We monitored the weather, we monitored the
Sacred rite of Hajj pilgrimage, circling the Kaaba, the house of Allah, at the center of the holiest site in Islam. But this year, a sacred rite has turned into a dangerous ordeal. Temperatures in Mecca have surpassed 50 degrees Celsius. A tragic result, as a witness told France 24.
You know that lady waving that fan ain't doing nothing but making that dude hotter. The fans in that heat. That's hot. It's hot in Florida, so I can imagine Saudi Arabia. Sheesh.
People are dying. Hundred of people I saw. I saw 100 of people are dying on the track. 100 of, but nobody are picking the dead bodies.
Look at that. But nobody is picking up the dead bodies. They say there is no ambulance. See, that's the times we in, man. All right. That's coming here to America as well. So I'm going to read this real quick. Ephesians 5 and 6. Let no man deceive you with vain words. For because of these things cometh the wrath of Yahweh upon the children of disobedience. Be not ye therefore partakers with them, man. We're not supposed to partake in none of the shit they doing on this earth right now. Except for like working, you know. For ye were sometimes darkness, but now are ye light in the Lord. Walk as children of the light. And that's one of the major demons in Philadelphia is Islam. And in the north side here in Jacksonville, Islam. Alright? In Philadelphia, that's a heavy demon up there. Is Muslim. They call Philly the Mecca of America. For ye were sometimes in darkness. See, if you were into Islam, even if you took your shahada, you're supposed to repent. Alright? And turn back to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the true and living power. Verse 11. And have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them, man. Okay? So reprove these unfruitful works of darkness. Unfruitful meaning what? Vain. Okay? Let's get that. Reprove. It says to dispute, chasten, argue, correct, or prove, or judge. To criticize adversely. So we're supposed to be at in competition, competing against these people, man. Be in adverse. Let me see. All right. Adverse. It says in hostile opposition. Ooh, so we're supposed to be spiritually vexed towards this shit, completely against it, hate it. See that? We're supposed to hate that damn Islam shit. But people in Islam, they say Mashallah, meaning Muslim, they say, which means of peace. Mashallah. Alright? And if you talk to a Muslim, first thing they say is, we're not supposed to debate that type. Well, the Lord told us to debate that cause. Reprove and rebuke with all long suffering. Rebuke this bullshit, Islam. Alright? So we're not supposed to have fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove that bullshit. 2 Corinthians 6 and 14. Be not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. See that? So that yoke, we're not supposed to put the yoke of Ishmael on us. We're not supposed to put the yoke of Esau and their religion and their beliefs and their philosophies and new world orders and shit that they pushing. We supposed to put on the yoke of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua and then be not unequally yoked with these people. Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. So you better not carry your ass out to be walking around that damn cobblestone if you're an Israelite, a Jake, Negro, Latino, Native American. For what fellowship have righteousness with unrighteousness? And what communion have light with darkness? Alright? So, matter of fact, verse 16. And what agreement have the temple of Yahweh with idols? So our body is the temple of Yahweh. And we're not supposed to be taking part with any idolatry. For ye are the temple of the living power, Yahweh. As Yahweh have said, I will dwell in them and walk in them, and I will be their power, and they shall be my people. Alright? So they ain't talking about Ishmael right there. Let me get this real quick. The Lord told us this was part of our curses, that a small group of our people, Negro, Latino, Native Americans, would follow after this bullshit under the curses. Deuteronomy 28, but also Deuteronomy 4. This is the warning. It says, what? 27, and Yahweh shall scatter you among the nations. So you got a lot of Jakes over there. And they're even traveling over there from America and around the world. And ye shall be left few in number among the heathen, whither Yahweh shall lead you. Alright, because we went in slavery, we got split up, and they scattered us. Divide and conquer. And there ye shall serve gods, idols, the work of men's hand, man. They built that damn cobblestone. Wood and stone. Alright, going to the cross, the wooden cross, the stone cross, the wooden cobblestone, or stone cobblestone, or the wooden version of it, little replicas and shit. Pictures, paintings, which neither see nor hear, nor eat nor smell, but they travel all these kilometers going out there, miles, in the damn desert heat. The Lord like, damn, y'all really gonna worship? Okay, well, watch this. You wanna do that? It says this, Zephaniah 2:11. Yahweh will be terrible unto them. See, that's what they're getting, that terrible response from the Lord. Let the sun scorch them. For he will famish all the gods of the earth, man. Meaning what? All these idols, people going to eventually cast that shit to the moles and to the bats. Meaning what? Into the dark. Wherever they at. If they hiding in the sewer, they hiding in the cave from these missiles and destruction, they're going to throw that shit to the side. When it was specifically made for them, they might have it on a chain like a cross or some shit. They're going to grab that shit and like, my mother made me this, but throw this away. This doesn't work. It's not. So what? The Lord is going to be terrible unto them, man. Alright, for disregarding Yahweh. For he will famish all the gods of the earth, meaning leave them with no followers. And men shall worship him, everyone from his place, even all the isles of the heathen. So in the kingdom of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Yahweh is going to show out, and he's going to send Yahushai as proof. And then these people and the Israelites going to be exalted, the elect of Israel, and these nations going to flow unto it, seeking the ways of how to please the Most High, Yahweh. They're going to be caught in this. He said they should come to the astonishment of all the nations when they say that they've been wrong. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5. Alright, let's get that real quick. Wisdom of Solomon 5:2. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for. So they're looking for salvation, peace of mind, righteousness. Well, they can't find it in Islam. And they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometime in derision and a proverb of reproach. Alright. So, we fools counted his life madness and his end to be without honor. So they count our lifestyle madness when we out there teaching, but they don't count this shit madness when they walking around that damn cobblestone and sitting out there in the scorching heat. Well, check this out. But the Lord said that was a curse on our people. that they were going to be what? Serving idols, the work of men's hand, wood and stone, which neither see, nor hear, nor eat, nor smell. Because the Lord established the sun. Some say on the fourth day, but he really created the sun on the first day. As soon as he created the stars and the earth, the Most High sent Yahweh Shai and the angels, and they created a light, which was the sun. On the fourth day, 4,000th year, they gave the sun order, put it in orbit, or not only in orbit, but what was it going to be to humans that he was about to create on the earth. So you had the light that would create out in the heavens at first, to shine light upon the earth, but then what was it going to be to the humans he was about to create? It was going to be a Sabbath, new moon, harvest, signs for pollution, signs for judgment, deliverance. So the sun, the Most High used the sun to give us color and look at things on the earth. The air flows around the earth because of the sun. That's what heats it up, and cold and hot makes the air move around. Storms, the troposphere. So the Lord was creating all that from the first day. All right, that's what it says, the light of day. You can't have a day without the sun. And he measured it, how far it was going to be from the earth, the beams, how they were going to hit the earth and hit the firmament that he put around the earth to protect the earth from being cooked by the sun's rays and the magnetospheres and shit like that. Well, check this out. Ecclesiasticus 34:5. Well, we're in that time where you have something called coronal mass ejections, where it's holes in the sun, sunspots pointing at the earth. And how did that happen? Well, it can happen naturally, or it can be man-made with Esau. Some say barium oxide or silver. They spray up into the clouds on a bright, hot, sunny day in the evening or whatever, and it reflects the sun rays back at itself, causing them to say they're cooling the earth. Blotting out some of the sun. Well, who knows what effect that's having on the sun? All right, and you had these explosions that's happening on the sun on the surface, causing holes in the crater, the crust, and it shoots out flares towards the earth, causing radiomagnetic waves, storms, so on and so on, solar flares. Now, with that, you're going to have storms, increased heat, right? Heat waves. Sirach, also allergies. Sirach 34:15. Blessed is the soul of him that feareth Yahweh. To whom doeth he look? And who is his strength? All right. So, matter of fact, I want to say the precept. All right. So, Sirach 34:16. For the eyes of the Lord are upon them that love him. He is their mighty protection and strong stay and defense from the heat. Right, because in ancient times we used to travel a lot in that same sun and heat, and the Lord used to give us protection from it, the same way he's protecting us from the judgment and the wrath and the persecution or the affliction here in this society. Defense from the heat and a cover from the sun at noon, because that's when it's at its highest point, and it's the hottest at noon. So when we would travel, what would protect us from that? Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and a preservation from stumbling, and a help from falling, and that's spiritual as well. All right, so now, the only one that can protect us from the sun is the Most High, and he put things in place called what? Shade. Remember when the Lord had us moving and migrating from Egypt? Let's get that. Exodus 15:24. And the people murmured against Moses, saying, what shall we drink? And he cried unto Yahweh, and Yahweh showed him a tree. And when he had cast it into the waters were made sweet. And we believe that this tree was moringa tree. You know, could have been, could have not been. But there he made for them a statute and a ordinance that, and there he proved them. All right, he tried them to see who's going to hearken against the Lord. But instead, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua took care of us. He could have destroyed us, or our people, from murmuring against him. Just like now, he's given a place of repentance. Verse 26. And said, if thou wilt diligently hearken to the voice of Yahweh thy power, and will do that which is right in his sight, and will give ear to his commandments and keep all his statutes, I will put none of these diseases upon thee, which I have brought upon the Egyptians, for I am Yahweh that healeth thee. And they came to Elim. All right, this is where we was traveling at. And there was 12 wells of water, and 70 palm trees. All right, I think 70 would be like 70 palm trees. And they encamped there by the waters, man. So the Lord had palm trees waiting on us and water in the desert. When we was traveling, we was thirsty. The Lord led us in that direction towards water and palm trees. This people government will not even do that for them out there in Saudi Arabia. They got them just walking in the damn hot blazing sun, no palm trees, nothing in the area. They just looking at them from the balcony, watching them all melting and shit. That's a sacrifice. They still have these biblical sites available, and this is the 12 wells of Elim, a biblical oasis. So that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua led us to that. All right, so that's care. Even chastisement is care. You know. So yeah, man. The 12 wells and 70 palm trees. Today's text will, okay, Exodus 15:27. And they came to Elim, where there were 12 wells of water and 70 palm trees. And they encamped there by the water. So it was 70 palm trees, right? So yeah, man. Instead, this is what them Saudi Arabians getting. And this is what Jake gonna get if you take your ass over there trying to fit in with these Ishmaelites.
They said there is no ambulance. It's a murder. It's a murder of 500 people. I saw 100 of people are dying on the track. 100 of, but nobody are picking the dead bodies. They said there is no ambulance. It's a murder. It's a murder of 500 people.
Alright, so here you go. This is Sirach 43:2. The sun, actually verse 1. The pride of the height, the clear firmament, the beauty of heaven with its glorious show, right? The firmament, 7 layers of the firmament that the Lord created to block out the heat from the sun's rays, to scatter light, so we see blue in the daytime when the sky is really black, color of space. But we see blue, we see red, we see yellow, all from the sun's lights. That's called like light infraction, all right? And the height of the firmament shows, it should show us humbleness. It shows how high the Lord's thoughts are to our thoughts. Verse 2, the sun when it appeareth, declaring at his rising a marvelous instrument. So that's all the sun is. It's an instrument. And an instrument can also be used as a weapon, or it can be used to help humanity as well, with harvest and things like that, healing, growth. That's what the sun is for, to give light upon the earth. The work of the Most High, so it's his work. At noon it parcheth the country, and who can abide the burning heat thereof, man? So at noon, that's at the highest point, and it parcheth the whole country, giving it its color, you know, the brownness in the rocks. Without the sun, we wouldn't even be able to see. Everything would be black, pitch black, as we read in Genesis. All right. So At noon it parcheth the country, and who can abide the burning heat thereof, man? So without the Most High, Yahweh Shem Shai, we will all be cooked on this earth if he didn't set it up in a perfect balance. A man blowing a furnace in his works of heat, but the sun burneth the mountains 3 times more. Breathing out fiery vapors, those are coronal mass ejections, fiery vapors, and sending forth bright beams. And you get the beams from within the sun, the explosions that happen, creating helium-3, right? Those gases, and they create what? Light from it. Those light creates radio frequency. Everything comes from the Most High created in the sun. All right, X-ray comes from that. And sending forth bright beams, what we call sunbeams, it dimmeth the eyes, make you look like that. See, not only what it is out in the heavens, but what is it to us? The Most High saw that part of the story as well. First person, second person view, third person view. You know, it dims the eyes. So he created that for us. Great is the Lord that made it, man. And at his commandment it runneth hastily. See, on the 4th day, he gave it his commandment to be in orbit around the earth. All right, so yeah, man, the point is here. At noon it parcheth the country, and who can abide the burning heat thereof, man? So only ones that can survive the burning heat thereof, because the Lord gonna use the sun for judgment too in these times. Matter of fact, let me get that real quick. All right, Revelation 16:8. And the 4th angel poured out his vial upon the sun, and power was given unto him to what? To scorch men with fire. So they're being scorched, and it's going to get worse and worse as we get closer to the end. And men were scorched with great heat. What they dying from over there? Great heat. And it's going to get worse. I remember the heat wave a couple of years ago. They showed cars over there in Greece. They were melting. All right, metal was melting, man. So who can abide the burning heat thereof? And men were scorched with great heat, and blasphemed the name of Yahweh, which have power over these plagues, and they repented not to give him glory. And that goes into these heathens, man. They're not going to give the Lord his glory. You know? Instead, they're going to call on their idols. So they're going to continue to disrespect the Lord. They're going to continue to walk around in cobbles and cobblestones and shit like that. So they're blaspheming them. Alright, so and men were scorched with great heat. That might be the title for this one. Men were scorched with great heat. I read that again, Matthew 11:30. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light, man. Alright, it ain't like these other religions and Egyptology and the Hindus. They be whipping themselves with nails and shit on their back. When the Lord say afflict your soul, what he means by that is to fast. Where they'll start whipping themselves and shit till they bleed. I watched another one the other day. They was taking some hot boiling soup, like Super Ray say goop soup, and they grab a boiling soup and they just splash it on themselves. Boiling soup, just whoosh, whoosh. The Lord said, what? His yoke is easy, his burden is light. Right? Psalms 121:5. Yahweh is thy keeper. This is what we have to know. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. See, that's our covering, our protection from the spiritual heat, destruction, and wrath, and persecution, and affliction. But then you have physically as well. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. And that was spiritual and physical. Because physically, our people would travel during the day, and at night they have to deal with the cold temperatures and nocturnal animals. And the Lord said the sun would not smite them by day or by night. And that's spiritual now too. While Esau's in the height of his rulership, ever since the 1920s, until now, they at the fall of their rulership, that shall not smite us either. He said, no weapon formed against thee shall prosper. All right. Sorry about that. I'm a little animal running around in here. Nor the moon by night, man. So the Lord is going to be our shade upon our right hand. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul, man. All right. And the moon, nocturnal animals, people that like to thrive in the night, drunken in the night, and all this wickedness. All right. So the Lord is our protection and our stay from all of this, physically and spiritually. So I'm going to wrap it up and say, Shalom, man.
Hajj is a mandatory duty for every capable Muslim. It's a difficult task. You have to exert effort and perform the rituals, even in hot and crowded conditions. But to use an umbrella, drink water, and pour it over yourself to prevent dehydration.
Saudi authorities have reported drinking pilgrims suffering from heat stress. Of the Hajj pilgrim here, sacred rises turned into a dangerous ordeal. Temperatures in
Yeah, they walking on to destruction. All vanity, man. All them, most of them gonna get the MOTB when they push it over there in Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is going digital.
has surpassed 50 degrees Celsius, with tragic results, as a witness told France 24.
People are dying, hundred of people I saw. I saw hundred of people are dying on the track, hundred of, but nobody are picking the dead bodies. They said there is no ambulance. It's a murder. It's a murder of 500 people.